Good morning, everyone in YouTube land. No Level Cap is back with our review of the movie classic Dragon Ball Z, Tree of Might.
Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast with all your friendly neighborhood black nerds, where we cover all the anime, all the gaming, all the nerd culture, absolutely zero of the BS. Back with a new episode every Monday morning. I am, of course, your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Terance Flowers, Will Coleman, Rajhkeem Beck, and Devin Butts. Like Rajhkeem said, this week we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Movie 3, The Tree of Might. Directed by Daisuke Nishio, who also worked on World's Strongest and a good chunk of other DBZ movies. This came out not that long after World's Strongest, like maybe a couple months. It's like it came out July 7th, I think, in 1990, and I think World's Strongest came out like March 1990. I believe that's right.
Was it like part of a double? I think I read on Wikipedia that this one was part of like a double feature for something, for like another film that Akira Toriyama worked on, or it could be another one. It might be Lord Slug that was part of a double feature.
You could be. It was part of a triple feature, apparently.
Okay.
It was shown as a triple feature titled Toriyama Akira: The World. The other two films were anime versions of his one-shot stories Konosuke-sama and Pink.
Okay.
So there you go. It aired. This came out between the episodes of 54 and 55 of Dragon Ball Z, so that's gonna put it in the early parts of the Namek saga. So I mean that kind of lines up with some of the powers and some of the things you see in this film. Obviously, it came out in America in 1998. You know, aired on Toonami. We all got a chance to see it back then, countless times, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This was the one. This is the one because like the first three were the ones you saw the most. Like they did Lord Slug and they did Freezer, but those didn't get nearly as much time as the first three did. They just they ran these till they couldn't run them no more.
And they came
mostly
along much
like,
later too.
That's true. You talking about the movie 4 and 5 in them?
Yeah. Well, in terms of us seeing them, like I remember Cooler's Revenge coming along. That was like what, maybe like 03, 4, something like that.
03, I want to say somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
It was way later though. Like no, like I said, like the first three came out and they aired around the same time as Dragon Ball Z aired when it first came to Toonami in like 98, and then the other ones they didn't show up until long after Funimation had taken over, long after they had gotten new episodes and we was seeing Goku turn Super Saiyan and all that, and then we finally got the other movies. So that's why I low key I know we said off show that we were only going to do the first three movies, but I low key kind of want to do a couple more just because, like, I don't remember Lord Slug at all. Like, I remember this one pretty well.
Way later.
I remember World's Strongest very well. Dead Zone. Lord Slug and Frieza. Cooler. I'm like, I don't know what happened in the movies, but I'd be sitting there. It'd be like I'm going into them new. But yeah, this was an interesting getting to go back and see it again. It was very interesting. I have lots of thoughts, but there is someone that seems to be fairly positive on the film, and so now I just kind of want to get his thoughts, his opinions. Terance, what did you think of the movie?
I'll say this. In my personal opinion, out of the Daisuke Nishio trilogy, I would personally consider this one the best. Like, this one at least has the best elements out of the three. Like, my issue with the Dead Zone is that it's a fine movie. It has great choreography, albeit sometimes short, but it's overall a fine movie. It's not like anything mind-blowing in terms of DBZ movies or just DBZ plot overall, but it's good for what it is. It's short. That's its biggest problem, is just that it feels like they try to cram a lot in there, and as a kid, I remember a lot more happening than it does, than what actually happens. And then with the World's Strongest, I know some people thought I was being harsh on it, but the thing with the World's Strongest is that it just doesn't have a good villain. The there's nothing from that movie that's just like memorable for me personally. Like when I look back at it, I just don't see myself thinking of World's Strongest when I think of like the best of DBZ or like the best moments out of DBZ. This one for the most part holds up to how I remembered it. For one thing, all the Z Warriors are here. For whatever reason they couldn't be there for the previous movie or Dead Zone, I can understand why they didn't have everybody in there. There was only so much that they could do, and that it was also centered on Piccolo and Gohan and Goku and the little Krillin sprinkled in there for comedic relief. But this one, it was good to see everybody there. Now, I'm not going to deny they all get folded. Let's just make that clear. Everybody, even Goku gets folded in this movie. So
even Goku,
which for me, honestly, I prefer that in comparison to the World's Strongest, where it felt like there wasn't really any real threat. Like it never felt like Goku's back was truly up against the wall or anybody else's backs were really up against the wall like that. With this one, it's the polar opposite. Like they are all like even Piccolo did not get any good hits in, which is crazy. The best thing he did was aura farm at the beginning of the movie and he aura farmed at the end of the movie.
That's one thing Piccolo gonna do. He gonna do some
I'm not gonna lie, that moment had me cracking up hard. Like when Oolong and them were joking about him, he like woke up like he looked around and he was like back to aura farming, and then the movie just cut the credits. I was laughing hard at that. But yeah, I do think that this movie has some good moments. Is it perfect? No, but I think that there is some fun to be had with this one. For one, like I said, all the Z Warriors there, so at least they're used, as opposed to you wondering like, where is everybody? Like, where's Tien? Where's Chaozu? Like, why couldn't they show up in this particular instance? So it's cool that they're there. Yamcha. That moment with him talking about his 15-year car loan or vehicle loan.
First off, you're not even supposed to be taking those. Like the max you're supposed to take is like 5 or 6. This man took a 15-year loan. Like Bulma was right to get on his ass. Like you always making bad financial choices. Like what's going on?
And you know what?
For the hoes, didn't it?
You know what? She did say that. It actually brought a good point. I was like, dang, they have flying cars. How much do fucking flying cars cost in this world? They gave me a lot more context. How much they can't be
that much because like most cars, it seemed like they be flying all the time. So
he got the cutting edge. He got the cutting edge.
My man drove it fresh off the lot, and that thing exploded within like 20 minutes of him getting it. That sucks.
15-year low is insane. That's a mortgage.
Man, I promise you. He must not have been a baseball player in this universe. He should have been able to pay that no problem.
He didn't become that until later, right?
I thought they had that in the Saiyan Saga.
They had the Saiyan Saga, didn't they?
Was he a baseball
when they first got him?
I believe when they first got him, he was over there playing baseball and shit.
Maybe so. Maybe so then. But yeah, there are some cool cinematography moments in this one. The one that I vividly remember is where Goku like double key blast the henchman with Kaioken. That one was really cool. There's the showdown at the end between Turles and Goku when Goku climbs back up the tree to deliver the final spirit bomb. It has like this old West style show off where you like they zoom in on their eyes. Of course, they're like showing the contrast between Goku and Turles because they look the same, but it also feels like an old West showdown where it's like which one's gonna reach for the gun first, and then at the end, like Turles,
man versus black man. White man versus black man for some reason.
Yeah, I guess Goku black versus Goku white, I guess. But yeah, Goku, like which one's going to reach for their gun first, and then at the end, Turles Scouter explodes. He does his blast, and Goku does his. Like that was a really cool shot. I really liked that. Krillin and Goku using their ki to put out the forest fire. I actually thought that was a really neat way of using their powers and showing them outside of just like blasting stuff. An actual good use of the Dragon Balls, restoring the forest, even though it was wrecked not too long after, actually using it for something that was useful instead of like some tomfoolery like Oolong wishing for another pair of panties or some villain coming along being reincarnated or getting extra life, whatever. What'd you say, Sage?
Bulma wishing for a BBL.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like I said, an actual wholesome good use of the Dragon Balls. So I thought that was nice. That and it put them out of the picture in comparison to World's Strongest and the Dead Zone. The Dragon Balls were not a factor in this movie, so you don't have to worry about some shenanigans showing up with them. The threat is real. Like the threat of Turles and the Tree of Might, it was very. I know they don't call it that, but what's the food called? Shinseju? Is that what it was called? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was what the fruit was called. But the threat is very real. Like the fact that within like 15, 20 minutes of the movie, you already see the tree take root and it start to drain the planet of its resource. And that's another thing. Like this film low key has an environmental message, you could say. Like it's actually interesting seeing a DBZ movie dip its toes into that. The fact that the Goku wasn't like just the savior outright of this movie. Like, does he get the most action? Does he collect the most W's in comparison to everybody else? Yes. But even in the end, he got folded by Turles. And truth be told, the Earth was really the one that prevailed in this, because without the Earth, I mean, Goku wouldn't have had what it took to take on Turles, and him using like the energy from the fruit, which I thought was really cool. It's like, hey, you got this energy from the Earth. The energy is just giving it back to Goku to defeat Turles. And then once all those fruit just pop, it starts restoring itself. So it's in a sense like the Earth just replenishing itself without the need of like human intervention. So I thought that was personally really cool. I'd say my biggest critique of the movie is that I wish we did see more of the fights that didn't involve Goku, because they even when the henchmen show up at the end with Turles, I mean, well, hear me out. Hear me out. At the end, when the henchmen show up for Turles, you see them all bruised. You see that they actually did take damage. And the henchmen themselves, they said, hey, they put up a fight, but we didn't get to see that fight. And then it doesn't help that they just showed them in the dirt. And it's like, I mean, I would have liked to have seen them at least do a little bit more than just show up and just look like nothing happened. But yeah.
There's a scene with Chaozu, man. That made me die.
I mean, Chaozu is never gonna get the W. Yes. Like his days were over.
Yeah, but I mean, against them little gremlins, man, he could have done something. They could have let that man get off.
It was the cut they did where they were like fighting, like, and then Chaozu was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" He started running. He's like, "No,
man, I promise you started running." I said, "Why you running away?" Shit, even Gohan didn't run away. What's going on, man?
And then they find him later. He like hanging off a tree with one hair hanging off his head, bald. Bro, I was.
Look,
oh
man,
my god!
After Dragon Ball, Chaozu was never useful after that. Like pretty much, the end of his usefulness was the Saiyan Saga when he exploded. That was it.
So, he was useful then.
Huh?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Tien. He didn't do nothing then because Nappa just no-sold it.
Hey man, at least Nappa, I guess, didn't have any clothes on after that. So he took away his clothes, I guess.
That's all his clothes.
He took away his
drip. Him up for Goku. He softened him up for Goku.
He needed to hit that with the rock. He would have sold that one.
Actually, Chaozu's last good moment was when he fought and beat Goldo.
Oh,
you know what? You're right.
Absolutely, but he did it. So
yeah, you're right. That did happen because that was after the King Kai training. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ain't Chaozu like an energy vampire or something like that?
He's technically supposed to be like a Chinese vampire.
Oh,
they don't do anything with that. So
yeah,
okay.
Sadly,
if anything, sometimes it feels like he's more of a punching bag than even Yamcha. Like Yamcha gets the iconic punching bag moments, but Chaozu is really the one who ends up really getting folded.
Hey, he really get. He said, "Go and put your clothes out. They already folded."
Oh man, yeah, but that aside, the fact that I wish we could have seen more from them, because I would have liked to have seen the characters put up a fight. Because the fights didn't have to look as one-sided as they did. They just made it look like everybody was absolutely useless and only Goku could do anything. And I feel like they definitely could have done a better job there. But other than that, like, I think that this is a better movie in comparison to The Dead Zone and The World's Strongest. It just has a more solid plot. The threat is real. The villains are real. This is Goku Black before Goku Black. I enjoyed watching this one. This is actually, out of the three, I could see myself rewatching this one more so than the other two. I'd rewatch The Dead Zone just because it's short. But World's Strongest, I don't really need to see that again. In terms of rating, I give this a solid 7. I think that it's fine. Like, you could definitely watch this and get some enjoyment out of it. Like, there's some good fight scenes. There's great cinematography, great animation. Like, the one thing that I won't take away from any of these movies is back then, like, this iconic DBZ style, the animation, the art is all very good. And I think that out of the trilogy, like, the art here is very good. Like, there's shots where they show like the fruit and how detailed it is. Like, the planet slowly losing its strength. Like, there's some really good art on display here. But yeah, I think that overall, it's a solid film.
Okay. I like that.
Not bad.
Will, what'd you think of the film?
Well, since it's been so long since I actually really watched it, since I'm just like, man, I ain't seen this in a format in years. So let's sit down and watch it. And I gotta say, I was all right with it. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it was the greatest thing ever, but I did enjoy what little bit of what it did do. But I do want to point out this little aspect here, at least something I kind of noticed. Now, I know Goku and Gohan are father and son, but it felt like they had a much more father-son dynamic here. Like, he wasn't sending him off to the wolves with a senzu bean and say, hey, go do that. he was more like, hey, son, how you doing? How's your day been? Let's go out here and do a little training, then we're going to go throw the ball around a little bit. That's what he felt like. It felt like Goku really was on dad duty for like a little bit. Like, nothing was happening. He was like, let me be a father. That's what that felt like. I enjoyed that little aspect of the movie, and I remember the dragon there too, Icarus. I remember seeing that. I know we're not going to talk too much about that because it doesn't necessarily really play a humongous role in the movie.
Was this his first time showing up? I couldn't remember.
That's what I wanted to remember too.
Like, is this canonically like his first time showing up?
Was he in the show?
I think he was in the show.
I think he does show up.
I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure he does show up. Although, is it the filler parts where he shows up?
That's what I think. I'm almost positive he only shows up in filler, but is he in the show at all? Is the question.
I'm thinking during the Piccolo training, he shows up.
That's what I think.
That's what I think. But you know what? The films are so tied into us. It feels like almost like an extension of the show sometimes. Yeah. So I could be completely incorrect.
Like alternate arcs. Like, this could be like an alternate before Frieza arc, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like before we got to the real
first time showing up, I think.
Okay.
This is what Google says.
Oh, all right then. Nice to know.
Because he shows up in another movie after this. So that's crazy. Yeah.
But
I definitely remember him being in movie 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed the little dynamic between Goku and Gohan in the early parts of the movie. Seeing all the Z fighters there, Yamcha in his ultra expensive car he ain't got no reason to really have, and shout outs to Bulma, like you said, Sage, for calling him out on his horrendous financial decisions.
Man,
because my God, she called him out on that. Anton said, "You doing this for some other women, huh? Shame."
That's why she left him
with a rich girlfriend at that.
Boy,
I know. That's insane.
Maybe that's what made him get a job. He was like, "Hey man, well the girl left, so I gotta go get a real job now."
Fair enough. I can't be out here throwing hands for free no more. So yeah. Yeah, but I enjoy seeing everybody in place. I love the fact that the threat was real. Like Terance said, like they came down here and was like, we're gonna plant this seed and we're gonna mess everything up down here. It's here, it's real, we're real. So when you see us, know that tree is here too. And when the tree showed up, it tore everything up. Like nothing made it. The city didn't make it. Like for miles ahead. It was just crazy to see. I love the animation of that happening too. Just watching the roots tear through the building, go through all the forest and the land, even though they had just wished that back to normal. But it was just insane to see. And the fights were okay. I liked a lot of the choreography in that. I did, despite the fact that we didn't see, because I would have loved to have seen some of those outside fights too, Terance. Even though I know they may not have been important to see, I want to see how they held up rather than knowing, hey, they did all right. You know what I'm saying?
Take our word for it. They did all right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of hearing they did all right, and then all of a sudden you just see all of them slowly falling over one by one, hitting face part in the dirt.
I would never get over that Chaozu scene. I would never get that. So funny.
Just everybody losing. Chaozu just got blown up Looney Tunes style, man. Yeah, but I really don't have too much more to say on the movie as a whole, because I think it kind of came and went, and I guess, like I said, from me seeing it in the old format of having the commercials on the in between and then just getting able to sit there and watch that whole hour, it was short to me, and I was just like, man, this kind of came and went just as I started watching it, because it's like the minute I set my eyes on the screen, that hour went by. So it kind of just threw me like that. So Dragon Ball Trio Might, it's cool, it's fun. It definitely ties in well, just like Keem said. Like a lot of these movies really tie in well in the in-between of like the episodes, so you know what's gonna happen coming forward. Like I said, I love the dynamic between Goku and Gohan in the early parts of the movie, because they actually felt like they were on family business, not out here trying to fight every time. Like the dynamic of their relationship doesn't go out the window because a threat is looming over the earth. So for me, give it about a 6.5. A 6.5 kind of settles it for me. Is it something I'll watch again? Maybe so, just to see some details, because I see that there are different details. I went and looked up some of those, and there are small details, like when Turles made Gohan look at the fake moon. Because I don't know if y'all might have saw it, but in my version of the movie, when I watched it, and I watched it in English too, he was holding him by the face the whole time while he was making the moon. But apparently, in another version of it, another uncut version of it, he wasn't holding him by the face; he was holding him by his shoulders and making him look at it. Like really small changes like that were made throughout the movie, apparently.
I think that's in the edited version.
Yeah, apparently that was in the uncut version.
They didn't want to show him grabbing. They didn't want to show somebody grabbing a child and like.
The uncut version had him spin that boy around and just like, look here, look up there.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, there was that, and then also shout outs to, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna say Sean Schimmel. The way he was screaming in English, bro, you would have thought they was hugging him that hard in the booth. I'm so serious. Once Gorilla Gohan grabbed him and squeezed, and you know them iconic frames of his mouth opening like this and him hollering, you would have swore they brought in a pro wrestler to hug that man at the booth and make him scream that way. I promise you. Man, he was yelling his lungs screams
during the Saiyan saga when Vegeta was like getting him.
Put that work in.
He sacrificed some vocal cords that day.
Yeah, man. Shout out Sean Schimmel for that performance, no doubt about it. Because I was like, Jesus, they hurting him in the booth. Someone turn it off. Like someone hit the button for him, please. He ain't gonna make it.
Man, you know what? I will say, I guess this is better. Certainly, animation wise, this is like the peak of the Dragon Ball movies thus far. Like it's gotten like it almost like there's parts of it in terms of like the set the anime, like the set design, I want to say, or the setting design, that is reminiscent of like Nausicaa, and like just how
I agree.
The tree just kind of dominates the environment and takes over all these different. I was like, damn, it's kind of, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but like when you look at it, I promise, if you look at that and then look at Nausicaa, you're like, you can see like, dang, okay, somebody was inspired here.
Yeah, it definitely had like those 80s anime, like the dystopian look to it. Like, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. And then like, boy, I tell you, when I was a kid or when I was a teenager, I never really thought about how the audio design, people talked about, there were like always like the hardcore weebs that watched like the original version of Dragon Ball Z, and they'd be like, man, that Falconer score, it really ain't all that. And I was like, man, you know, I don't know what y'all complaining about. It can't be that different. And watching this film, I'm like, nah, I was lying. I ain't know what the fuck I was talking about. This shit is so different with the original score, like the wind-swept environment, letting you know like how desolate the planet is, because it's like all the trees gone, everything fucked up, and you can just hear the wind echoing in your ears. It's like that brought something extra to the film, and just like a little bit turned it up like just a bit of a notch. And I really did appreciate that. Just like the music in general, like the way that you can feel like the fear in certain scenes, instead of it always like the Falconer score would always try to make certain moments badass, which is not what you want from this film, because wasn't nobody badass in this motherfucker. Everybody was just a fucking scrub. I mean, from moment one, the second you saw somebody try to fight, they all fucking sucked. I was like, God damn. Like Terance, I understand where Terance is coming from, saying, hey man, at least you got to see all your favorite characters, but I don't need to see you if you're gonna look like this. This is tragic. This man Krillin got exhausted trying to make a Destructo disc. I said, why you tired? That's your shit. He was out of breath making a Destructo disc. I thought people was mad when Gohan tried to go Super Saiyan and Super, and he was like damn near wore himself out. This was worse. I'm like, bro, this is your technique. Why are you tired? and it didn't do nothing. Like, old dude just spun around, he did a little spinny dance, and the destructo disc just wound up blowing some shit up somewhere else. It's like, all right, this is pathetic. Yamcha threw up all them gang signs, deal no damage with a spirit ball. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here.
That's a recurring thing with him.
Yeah.
Boy. And they ain't even show Tien fight. Tien, you ain't see nothing. It was just off screen. Next thing you know, we gonna handle this fight off screen. And it was over with. He was out. Chaozu ran like a hoe, still got tagged up by them 2 mutant midgets. I'm like, man, y'all going out sad. Piccolo popped up. He didn't get one hit off before he got blasted. Then he tried to, apparently he mastered the special beam cannon. Remember, it used to take forever for him to charge it up. He got that bitch off quick, clean as a motherfucker. And Turles was like, cool, no soul. I'm like, everybody in this movie finna be hoed. And then also Goku could one-shot all the villains. I mean, like, quite frankly, you could have took out, and I was like, you could make this movie longer and give us the fights. And really, they should have all won those fights. There was nothing is gained by Goku one-shotting all them dudes that we couldn't have equally gotten from him just being like, hey, man, we gonna show you fight all these characters fighting and show them get like these hard-fought victories. And then just like they standing not tall, they kind of standing tall, but none of them are strong enough to fight Turles anyway. And I got questions about that too. The power scaling in this movie and the power levels, I'm like, I can't make no sense out of it. Goku's power level is 30,000. Turles is apparently way stronger than that. Or no, Turles was about even to that apparently.
And he ate the fruit.
Then he ate the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, if you ate the fruit and turn into the 8, which I guess he still couldn't control. I guess they just said only elite Saiyans can control the 8 form. I guess that's what they was going for.
He said he didn't want to do. He said, look, I ain't looking at that moon. I ain't finna deal with that shit.
Which I thought that was an interesting detail because, I noticed that he wasn't looking up at it. Like, he was looking kind of like dead ahead. And then when he confirmed it later, he said, like, can't have me turning. He's like, oh, so he can't control it yet. Oh, interesting.
I mean, I guess that in this timeline, they're just basically outright saying only elite level Saiyans can, like, born elite can control their shit. Which makes, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I mean, like, I'm also just kind of on the fence about it. Like, most Saiyans never got as strong as Goku was in this movie. Like, he's not that far off from how strong King Vegeta was in terms of power level. Definitely stronger than Vegeta was when he came to Earth. So it's weird to me that, like, Turles of that level of strength is like, I still can't control it. Because if he had turned 8 mode, it would have been over with. He'd have just been able to kill everybody, get the tree, and just leave. By the way, the tree fucking sucks. Tree like you draining the energy of an entire planet, and he's still not nowhere. He was like, I keep eating these, I'm gonna be up to Frieza. I'm like, no, you're not, buddy. No,
you're not.
Frieza's power level is well over 1 million, and that was just in the 2nd form. By the time you got to the 4th form, it was some stupid ass power level. I'm like, man, you wasting time eating this tree. You'd be better off training. You would literally be better off just doing regular Saiyan training, maybe get a couple Zenkai boosts, and you'd be like, man, I don't even need this bitch ass tree. Like, fuck this fruit. Just give me a sandwich and I just give me some rice like Goku and then move on. I guess. And speaking of, what's up?
Could you say that, and I think Vegeta made the same mistake where it's just like all the Saiyans just drastically underestimated how strong Frieza was? Because like even Vegeta, when he thought he got his little Zenkai boost, he was like, yeah, I'm a Super Saiyan now. I can take Frieza. And he like,
I guess the only Saiyans who actually saw his power were the ones that died.
Yeah.
Because all those have been like off world or on a ship or something like that.
To be honest, even the ones that died didn't see his full power because they only saw Form 1. Nobody ever transformed, so nobody knew, let alone his 3rd and 4th transformation. So it really is that nobody knew how strong he was. So, but yeah, I mean, like, just the fight scenes in this could have been like they definitely, I agree with Terance that they definitely made the threat level high because none of these dudes could touch Turles. They couldn't even touch Turles' sidekicks. And then Goku, I mean, like, after he dropped the sidekicks in like a couple of punches, he fought Turles. He clutched up a 5v1. Then went and fought Turles and caught energy back shots. I said, well, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like, them energy back shots was wild, bro. I was like, hey, why are we doing this?
He threw a couple punches with Turles, got knocked down, and then Turles was like, bet, I got something for you. And then just lit his ass up from the back. Phrasing. And I was like, all right, and I'm like, why didn't this kill you? Like, you took all them energy shots and you was just still, he was like, oh, so you still alive. I'm like, brother, You've got control of whether or not he's alive. You've been stronger than him pretty much the whole movie. Why don't you do something about it? But like Keem said, plot, which is why a lot of these Dragon Ball movies never really sat well with me. If we get far enough, the rage that y'all go see when we watch that fuck-ass Broly movie is going to be next level. The amount of hatred I had for how badly they couldn't beat Broly, and they just beat Broly at the end because, well, the credits got to roll, so they got to win, do something.
Like, shit, and this movie felt like that too, honestly.
You know what, though? Plot-wise, it made more sense, kind of. Because really, Turles should have, if you can overlook the fact that Turles should have killed them all, the fact that, like Terance said, and this is a really inspired choice on their part, good catch, Terance, the fact that the Earth basically saved itself and was like, hey, man, I'm just going to give you the energy from the tree. I'm going to pull the energy from the tree. You're going to make a spirit bomb out of that, and that's going to destroy the tree and Turles, get you up out of here. Fair enough. If that's how we handling it, I'm actually not mad at that. That's a smart, inspired choice on their part. With Broly, there was no, they tried to set that shit up that like, oh, an injury he had from when he was an infant is somehow still there now, and that's his weak point, and all he had to do was punch. Shut the fuck up. I just the dumbest fucking decision. But
that's like the worst Broly movie.
Yeah,
and it ain't the worst
Broly exists.
Crazy work.
Absolutely the worst. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, this movie is straight. It's you know what? As I think about it, as far as like the animation, the direction of the film, the music choices, all that shit, I do think this is the best film. It could have been great, and instead it's just okay. So I'm gonna give it a 6. None of these movies so far are anywhere near the level of the super movies from like Battle of the Gods, Resurrection of Ev, Super Broly, Superhero. Like none of these movies are up there. We got a long way to go before we get to that kind of level of film. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, it wasn't a bad. If nothing else, it's an hour long. You in and you out. And you know, they'd like if you want to just soak in just like really great 90s animation, this film got you.
Yeah.
Devin, what'd you think of the film?
So of course it's also been a while since I've seen this one. The last review we did was World's Strongest, and I said that was my favorite. But after rewatching this one, I think I'm kind of along the lines of Terance. I think it's definitely the strongest out of the 3 so far. Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might. And I think I liked this movie back then, but I think just the aesthetic of like, what was the doctor's name in World's Strongest? Dr. Willow. Just the look of him being in this suit, big brain in the suit, and this underwater facility. I thought that was just like cool, like the side. Even though Dragon Ball is already like sci-fi, it was like more sci-fi with like that. So that's why I liked it. But I think I like this more after rewatching it. I do again with Terance agreed. It feels more cohesive. Like it felt like it got like a beginning, middle, and end. It ain't just like World Strong was like super abrupt. You got Oolong and Gohan out there doing some stuff and Oolong trying to make a wish for panties, and then all of a sudden Piccolo come out of nowhere, get beat up, and we gotta fight this dude. It's like what? At least there was a little more build up to stuff. They started off in the forest, saving it, making a wish to Shenron, an actual decent wish, this time. And I like how Shenron was like that. He said something like that's well within my power. Like, oh, I bet.
He basically said, "Oh, that's it, man. That's it."
I like how he kind of came in too when they made the wish too, bro. It's like he almost said, "What y'all call me for?" It's like he was agitated.
They always calling him and asking for something, so I understand.
Yeah.
So at least like that was after that they went back home. I still think it's funny how all these villains and all these powerful characters in this show, Chi-Chi the real threat, man. Like this woman is, I'm telling you, she like, hey man, I don't care what's going on, man. Gohan got to stay in them books, man. The world could be Chi-Chi. The world is about to explode. I don't care. Gohan got math homework.
I forgot about that.
But if the world ain't say he ain't going to class tomorrow.
I've been seeing people try to defend Chi-Chi lately, and I get it. Like anime, every nerd fan base has like a misogyny problem, and so sometimes female characters get undue hatred. But Chi-Chi really is like it gets to a point where it's like this is illogical. Like that. Yeah. King Khan literally was like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you know if y'all don't do something about this tree, ain't gonna be no Earth. And Chi-Chi like, well, you got to go study, so you ain't got to worry about that. It's like,
yeah,
I think I do, because if I ain't no planet, ain't gonna be no books, ain't gonna be no job, ain't gonna be nothing.
Exactly.
She is gung ho on that. It was funny when they were all eating together, and Yamcha's like, I can help him study. She's like, that's what I was worried about. I'm like,
She was right on that though.
He already out here giving poor financial advice, so you know what? Yeah, don't study with him.
Like, I don't think he's the most studious person. I did find it weird that she was so like, why are you so scared of this baby dragon? He doesn't look threatening at all. Of all the stuff you've seen and been around, this little baby dragon come up. She's like, I'm like,
yeah.
Get that dragon away from
here. Shenron almost died.
Like, going like, oh, he don't know no better, Shenron. He don't know no better.
Like, I was like, this. He didn't come up. Obviously, there was something wrong. He knew Gohan. Like it's just a little dragon. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all be glad to have a dragon grow up and be on your side if he gets big and like, okay, that could be an asset. Like, why you scared of this baby dragon? Go ahead, King.
I'm about to say, in her defense, if I brought an animal home, my mom would be the exact same way.
I mean, but your mama ain't seen no demons and no.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
That's fair. You got your husband, the world's strongest man. Hopefully, he can take care of it.
I feel like this movie was like them kind of redoing. So, like, it's funny how they bring up the fact that by Goku not actually fulfilling what he's supposed to do as a Saiyan, kind of backfiring this because Turtles are like, well, I thought Earth was supposed to be destroyed. Didn't they send Goku here? It's like, oh, your mistake, my success. So he's like, I'm gonna take this opportunity because he didn't blow it up. I'm gonna just take all the energy on it. So it's kind of like they threw it in there, like, hey man, the fact that he actually hit his head and became a good, decent person is like, well, this is why I'm here. But yeah, it's this. I feel like with his group, Turles' group, it's almost like they tried to do the Ginyu Force over again.
Yeah,
because we got MC Hammer Pants, Mr. Timu Raccoon fused with Zarbon.
I did think knockoff Raccoon when I saw one of them dudes.
Because he had a Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, one of them just like duh.
Yeah,
he was the coolest one. He had missiles and shit.
You talking about a Timu Cooler?
Yeah.
Timu Crane?
Timu Cooler.
His name is. I actually looked up their names. Let's see.
That's a
so the raccoon guys, his name is Amand. The cyborg is named Cacao. Okay.
Chocolate fruit.
I see.
Oh man, Cacao. What was name? Raisin, I believe.
Raisin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Lakessi was his brother, and then the green hair guy, Timu Jace was Days, I guess. Maybe Dates. I don't know. But yeah, that dude was killing me, man, with the da. I don't know if anybody on here follows Lavelle Crawford.
Lavelle Crawford.
So you thought about the same thing? Yeah. Y'all was like, da, da. He looked kind of like they kind of had some promise. They looked like more of a cohesive group than like the previous villains.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Like y'all threw a little Ginyu Force, Frieza Force in here with this. Krillin, that's so funny. He started when he fought Amon. He's like, man, I know what it is. First thing he did, destructo disc. He's like, off the jump, destructo disc. And it's just funny how Krillin has one of the most powerful moves, and it's just like it hardly ever hits because the dude dodged.
I mean, it can't. They just
and he looked back. He's like, oh, he see his face. He's like, oh, I guess I am glad I dodged it because I. It's like,
Krillin
he didn't even dodge it. He did like that little spinny thing.
He did a spin.
Deflected it. Yeah. And I'm like, that should have still hit you. I mean,
Krillin got that one move in all JRPGs: low hit rate, high crit rate.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I like how when King Kai told him about the trees, like, man, you got to do something nice. He actually told him it's like it's too late. So you can try to do something, but it's really too late. They go, it's like we can destroy it. The first thing is like, all right, Z Fighter Key Blast. Oh, that didn't work. Dang. Like, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work. That tree is huge. Y'all really think it's gonna just blow up with just this? Like,
what's y'all next plan? Like,
and even Yamcha was like, I know, right? Yamcha was like, we gotta destroy the planet if we're gonna destroy the tree. I'm like, well, you can't. Obviously, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yamcha just killing me also with the fact he's complaining about while they're in this dire situation, he's complaining about that 15-year loan in his car and all this. I'm like, brother,
that part I can't blame him on.
He said, if we make it, I'm still have to pay that.
I still got to pay for this.
Hey, man, you going to be a baseball player, man. You're going to save your money, man.
Pay your money.
I do agree with everybody to say this. I hate how it just seems like, I've said this before, there's tropes in Dragon Ball. Assimilation. We know that's one of them. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm going to take what's yours is mine. I'm taking it. I'm going to absorb you somehow. That's mine. That's one of Dragon Ball's tropes with villains. Another one of their tropes is at the end, whatever villain, everybody get beat down, and then we're going to give something to Goku, and he going to win. Like, that's even we see that in the later Broly movies. Like, hey, man, everybody getting beat to sleep. We're going to give him our power. That Genki Dama be right on time. Man,
it's been overused these movies, be honest.
It's man.
You know what? That's something I will at least give Dead Zone is that there was no spirit bomb that was going to solve that problem. Although to be fair, he didn't have it.
He hadn't trained with King Kai, so he couldn't use none of them.
Right.
Yeah, they spammed the fuck out of before he learned Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
and after
I give this movie extra. I'm gonna give this movie just a default extra 0.5 because every time I watch this film, I'm always thinking about the UK dubs because it's got some of the most prominent scenes. When Piccolo came in, I was just like, man, I wish this was UK dub. He like, let that child alone.
That child alone, baby.
I was like, man, like they got some cold classic lines from the UK dub, man. With Turles like, all of my people can become a giant gorilla. I'm just like, man, I just want to watch this full in the UK dub because it's just hilarious. You know what? This is another thing I feel like with Dragon Ball 2, man. Your favorite characters just get beat to sleep. It's like, oh, you like this character? Well, watch them get beat down. I don't know why. You already this is before Buu Saga, so I guess this is just a precursor. You remember Buu Saga? I always talk about Tien coming in with the fresh fit, panning up from the feet to the top of the cake. Oh man, Tien about to come in, lay the hands on Buu. Same thing in this film. Same thing in this film. They got Tien in. I'm talking about one of the most detailed shots in the film in 4K. Tien getting punched in the gut, mouth agape. I said, why did you have to do that to him? Why was that shot so detailed? Y'all go back and look at that scene when Tien get punched in the stomach. It is like he is drawn the best out. It might have been Turles. I don't know, but it was like the last time he gets punched, and it was just like the most detailed.
I think
shot
I know what you. I think it was Turles because that's when all of them showed up at the end, and he was like, "Oh, you all are still alive."
Yes,
which I actually thought I was surprised they showed up. I was like, "Oh, I thought that they were still just gonna be in the dirt for the rest of the movie." When they showed up, I was like, "Okay, well." At least they're.
I don't know what they showed up for. I'm like, none of y'all strong enough to fight Turles. Like, Goku ain't even strong enough to fight Turles.
He said, you came from the dirt you shall return.
I don't know, man. I guess at this point, we just gotta, that's what Dragon Ball is about. But I hate, like, Tien's one of my favorite characters. He's had, like, a couple of good moments. His best moment was against Cell when he actually was doing something to keep him held down for a bit.
His best moment was Dragon Ball.
Well, I guess like after that.
That was when they allowed them all to look kind of cool sometimes.
He has a really cool character in Dragon Ball. All his techniques were showing off. He fought Goku. He beat Goku in the first tournament, I believe, right?
Honestly, aren't some of the better techniques taken from Tien?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of them. Flight.
Yeah.
He kept trapping for himself though. Nobody was like, y'all can't do this. Y'all ain't Hov, man. Y'all can't do this.
Y'all ain't Hov. I didn't picture Tien doing this. I didn't picture Tien doing this, and I'll be happy.
I just hate that because I'm just like, man, like I when I saw it, I had to pause it and rewind. I said, why did y'all draw this so well? Like, y'all could have just went on, man. Y'all ain't had to put him in 4K like this, mouth agape. Anyway.
Hey, look, all I know is that ain't as nearly as bad as Chaozu literally running away from the smoke. That he came to fight and he had to run from the smoke. He's like, oh no, wait. And it was like, no, I don't wait. And shot the shit out of him from the back. I said, oh my God.
Hey, man,
shoot, even Gohan pulled up better on the twins than Chaozu
did. Way better.
Shoot, Gohan was like my Senko, and they were like, who the fuck?
I mean, quiet as kept. Gohan did more work than any of them.
Yeah.
Like he came in there and actually dealt some damage and got some blows in. The rest of them dudes didn't get nothing off.
That's also the other trope. Gohan, like especially with these movies, Gohan showing his potential, the villain being like, "Oh, this little kid kind of cooking." Because even when Turles saw him, he's like, and I don't know if in his head he was thinking like, "I can maybe take this. I'm gonna kill Goku.
Okay,
I'm gonna be his daddy and take him and train him." You know.
I had the movie playing in the background. I finally saw the shot that he talked about. Turles got that punch off clean.
They had that man in 4K HD Ultra HD. I was like, come on, bro. Also, I know Sage mentioned, I was gonna mention too, like, when has Piccolo ever done a special beam cannon that fast?
Boy,
like I've never, it's like that's his main move, so it's like kind of took away from it. Also, it didn't do nothing. I'm like, that's literally his main move. Like, why you just gonna make it so like, oh, that hurt a little bit? What special beam cannon,
man?
Like, and then he just get mauled on the ground. I'm like, man, y'all be making these folks. I guess I just need to stop having favorite characters. I love Piccolo, love Tien. They just be getting last movie.
Stop
Piccolo come out there,
R
R-farm a little big, then he like, oh,
or just start loving Goku. That's one person
yeah,
man. But I mean, this movie, like I said, it's not perfect. Like everybody get beat down and then he just spirit bomb, which is that's the plan. I seen. I still think it's more cohesive as a film altogether. And I think the villain group is a little more structured. They look a little cooler or whatever. I give it a 7.5. I think this is me watching it. I think I liked it a little better watching it again. So yeah, I think this was pretty solid. And again, I know y'all mentioned that the animation in this one was a step up. It's really good. Half of that effort seemed to have been used on Tien and that one steel shot, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, 7.5.
All right, man. Rajhkeem, what you think of the film, bro?
Mouth agape.
So I'm not letting this secret be known. Like before the modern DBZ films, when they started making that big push with like, you know, the Frieza movies and the Broly movies and the big push in cinemas and stuff, this was my favorite DBZ movie by far. Like I had watched it as a kid. So once upon a time, for anybody who's younger, who's watching this, in the 90s, we watched anime on TV, on a television show called Cartoon Network. And the one thing for context that we are really in a different world now. Watching this movie, it reminded me of all the different hype packages around the movie. Like even in they'd have the preview hype packages for the movies before, like on Toonami, to get you ready for the movie, which I absolutely love. I actually go back and watch those sometimes. Just remember how I felt when I saw like the Gundam previews and Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball and the music and stuff. And on top of that, also, even the American intro for Dragon Ball Z Rock the Dragon had many clips from the films in the intro.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, argue was kind of, and so when you see that, like the intro and the hype packages, these films feel integral to the Dragon Ball experience just as much as the television show. So watching them was very different back then than watching them now under a different context. That being said, I enjoyed this film. I will say one thing about this film that I really liked was that it had like different phases. And one thing also about these early Dragon Ball films is like you always have like a Gohan section of the film. Like in the early parts, like they always have a part where they're just showing Gohan being himself around his friends or getting into misadventures or something like that. This really fleshed out Gohan's early life that happened kind of during the Piccolo Saiyan saga when he was training with Piccolo that you got to see. I was a big fan of them, like in the forest, the fire happens, they use their ki. And then the intro of the film is them getting the Dragon Balls to heal the forest. You got to see them meeting up with their friends. Hey, man, let's go get the Dragon Balls, man. We're going to save this forest or whatever. They were fast, too. Look, they did that in a day. That was crazy.
Man. Yeah, actually, now you brought it up. I just thought about it. I was like, yeah, they got those Dragon Balls pretty fast.
Yeah, it was like nighttime. It was like daytime when it happened. They went across the world. I mean, they got other people involved, you know, but they didn't got Dragon Ball so many times. Ain't nothing for them at this point. But it was cool. It was kind of cool to see. And also, to me, the iconic shot of the forest where you see the animals watching Shenron. I always love that shot. It was like, that feels like Dragon Ball to me. Like that cool shot is the whole forest watching Shenron. Like, oh, that's the apex predator around here. God, dog, I didn't know this exists. What is this? This is crazy. But yeah, like the early parts of the film, you see Gohan in this context, dealing with his family, him, Goku, and Chi-Chi at the dinner table is nice to see because at this point in Dragon Ball during the Saiyan saga, Goku's had been dead. So you missed all of that. You didn't get to see none of that. And then he comes back, and then basically like they do like the little training arc before they go to space. He's hurt during that period. And he has to go later. So like you don't get to see these small moments in here. So the film is kind of a cool, weird segue into what life would be like if the Saiyan saga ended and then they were just good. Like it just was all right. Like everything was fine. They could just do their day-to-day lives. And then, people still come to Earth and fuck it up, but they're all together. So that's kind of a cool little snapshot. I'm with you, Sage. The Chi-Chi thing irritated me so much watching it. I was watching, I was like, oh my God, like this is so irritating to watch now. All these years. Like I know it's her character, it's just her character in Dragon Ball Z. The mother, I mean, when your character is coming from the perspective of the child, the overbearing parent is always going to be the villain. That's basically the coming of age trope villain of all time, the overbearing parent. So that's not like a an unusual trope, but it's still freaking jarring.
It's a little more understanding in like other series where the stakes aren't so high.
Correct.
It's really off-putting with Chi-Chi in particular because the stakes are always, hey man, if we don't get this done, ain't gonna be no planet.
Yeah. Chi-Chi like, I don't care. You're gonna be a doctor.
Doctor of the afterlife, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
She don't care, bro.
Yeah. So just for context, I really like the opening of this film. Like the film, the how it slowly got to where we were, the thing coming crashing down to the planet, causing the damage that causes the fire. So like the villains inadvertently caused the beginning of the film. You just didn't know it yet, what was going on. Then the robot comes out. You see the villain. You see Turles' crew. They're like, yeah, man, this plan right here. This is the one, man. We in darkness. You can barely see our faces. We definitely evil. We're going to get this fruit, man. We're going to grow some trees. We evil environmentalists. We got to grow the biggest tree you ever seen, man.
I think about that. Yeah.
I also agree with Terance. Another thing I liked about this film, the looming threat was there immediately. Like the tree got to work. It came out and stuff started turning brown real fast. I was like, dang, it didn't even take a day to grow. This is crazy. This is insane. I'm like the looming thread of the tree and like the villains being there. That was really cool. Like the stakes went from, hey, we had to heal this forest. They had this good feel home moment. Gohan met a new friend in Icarus and like brought him home. And he had a little tension between his mom and the pet. That's like minor slice of life type stuff. And then the real villain showed up like, enough of that. It's that real shit. So I like that part. And now we gotta get to that part that we all pretty much agree on. Man, you got the Z Fighters all together. You rarely see this. And they're all together and they're trying to figure out how to stop the tree. They can't just blow it up, obviously. And then they get into the battle against Turles' forces. And it's it starts off so cool because everyone gets to show off their technique. You get to see the spirit ball, the destructo disc, Gohan fighting and putting Masenko on people. You can see everything. Like, oh man, this is Dragon Ball Z right here. And this is why context matters, because when I was a kid, I talked about the intros. These were the intros. Like the DBZ intro, they cut to these scenes of them showing their techniques off. Because there's not a lot of scenes you get to see them showing their techniques off in the show without getting their ass beat. So in my mind, I'm like, oh man, these are like iconic scenes, like the solar flare, the destructo disc. Like if you're a kid now watching, it's like, oh, these guys got their ass beat. It was different back then. But also in watching this, I really hated how it started off so cool, and you get to part where Gohan fights the two twins, and then Turles gets them, and then he turns into the monkey, and after that, it's just like, yeah, all that cool shit that was happening, yeah, that's over. They got their ass beat.
Yeah.
This also, I almost give it. I'm not giving it a pass. It's still on Dr. Score, but it gives me context now where the new films have much longer time because they put so much more investment in making these feature films versus the TV movies, which were much shorter and were designed for a different purpose. They don't get the time to flesh out those scenes where like this movie was like a full feature 1 hour, 45 minutes. We would have got those fight scenes. They would have had to, because they would have to get that time out. And I think would have been better for it.
I mean, if we're being honest, if they had cut down or just cut entirely Gohan transforming into a monkey, we could have had that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But back then, Gohan turned to a monkey. They had to make it a plot point. That was a big one. They had to get hey man, it's Dragon Ball. It's some monkeys. But yeah, going back to that, once they solved the Gohan thing, the film's fights got real quick, real one-sided. It was cool to see Turtles versus Goku. Man, I guess in my mind, I thought that fight went a little longer in the beginning before he gets his ass beat. Because it was like he got a couple hits in, that man got that fruit, he just watched him eat it. Let's be honest, he just like,
that is what happened.
He said, I'll win. And he was like, what you mean you win? And he slowly bites the apple, and then he wastes it. He took one bite and crushed the rest of it. I'm like,
okay, I'm glad it wasn't just
what
me.
are we doing?
Like, damn, you just gonna throw the rest of it away? Ain't it pure power in that thing? And
he just wanted
that power up.
I wonder if you get like a power up for just like one bite of the fruit.
That's what I was.
It's like maybe one bite per fruit gives you power. I don't know. I mean, they didn't give us the rules.
He was just trying to keep the doctor away. That's all.
An assumption.
When I was younger, I assumed, man, that shit make you powerful, but it must be nasty as hell because he didn't want to bite it again.
Hey, you raised a good point.
It must have been like, it's just overwhelming my taste buds. I can't deal with this right now. And then of course Goku proceeds to get his butt whipped. There are some really cool iconic scenes to me personally, like the scene where Turles blasts Piccolo after Piccolo has on a special meeting. I remember that vividly. The scene where Goku fights all 5 guys at once. I'll never forget that because I was like, damn, you gotta fight 5 dudes at once. You brought a whole crew with you. This is crazy. This is crazy. And then he beat him. I'm like, bro, what is happening? This is crazy.
Easily.
He beat all 5 at once, which is a pretty cool fight scene. And then he has a fight with Turles, and Turles beats the crap out of him. And like you said, the energy back shots are very memorable because Lord have mercy. I ain't never seen Goku get did like that besides Broly. This was insane. And of course, we get to the conclusion of the film, the Genkidama, which is the conclusion of damn near every film. It feels like now. It gets to the part, and even when I was young, I was like, "How's he gonna do the spirit bomb if they drain the resources from the planet?" And they like, "Damn, I can't do the spirit bomb because they drain the resource." Like, damn, it was like right on time. I'm like, "Well, I guess they answered that." And then he's like, gets the energy from the tree itself back into him and defeats Turles ridiculously quick too. Because I was like, man, that fight felt really dragged out. And because of Turles basically almost torturing him. A part of me, so answer your question earlier, Sage, he should have killed Goku there. But if you noticed in the film, to me, he really was trying to recruit Goku a lot. He was like, man, we really could do this together, man. And, hey, man, and after a while, he figures out, okay, I can't recruit this dude, but his son is still young. I can control him and grow him to be one of my soldiers loyally. Don't worry, I'm gonna raise your son for you. That was like the key line I remember. It's like he didn't want to actually kill Goku. He wanted another Saiyan, because if you think about it in the context of Saiyans, they ain't many of them left.
Yeah, so
right.
Yeah.
So even the ones that don't value life are like, I still want some of my people around to do fuck shit across the galaxy, man. It just ain't as fun without all the people around. You know what I'm saying?
That and also, I feel like there was always meant to be like that yin and yang dynamic with Turles and Goku, and I think. Yeah, like you said, he didn't want to outright kill him. He was trying to always recruit him, which I mean wasn't like the smartest move, like plot wise, because he could have finished the movie a long time ago. But
of course, and of course, Turles himself is just an allegory of what Goku would have become if he just went all in on Saiyan. That's obviously what they were going for there. Yeah. And before when I was younger, I thought like, does he have a twin, another brother who's a twin? Like, what is going on here?
You know what, King? You brought up something I forgot to mention.
How
so Goku's own brother don't look like him? You telling me there's another Saiyan that look just like Goku that ain't related to Goku?
The way they addressed that was kind of weird. Oh, go ahead, Sage.
And it was like they were adding. This is when you get to the part where, like, back when we were kids, you were so used to watching the films that you basically thought the films were part of canon. And so they was just making up shit as they went along. And one of the things they made up was Turles saying, well, low-class Saiyans, there are only a couple types to pick from.
Yeah.
And so we gonna all look very similar.
He implied they were basically they were manufactured, sort of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the implications of that sound really dark.
Yeah, they just do something with them. I'm like, he look just like him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but the storyline writing version is, what if Goku faced a mirror version of himself that was what he would have become if he didn't become who he was today? That's what the writing version of it is. The storyline version doesn't make any sense.
Because again, Raditz is a low class Saiyan. He don't look nothing like Goku.
Well, he said a few different types.
Yeah.
So like, there's just a couple of different types that you could look like, and I guess Goku and Raditz parents was like, look, man, we already got one that looked like this. Let's get us another one that looked a little different. And then they was like, hey man, that's it.
I guess, man.
But it's one of those like, don't think too hard about this.
Yeah. I will say though, in Dragon Ball Super Broly, which I mean, obviously they had no clue how they addressed it years later, because if you look at Goku's mom, Raditz looks more like her, and obviously Goku looks like Bardock. So you could, you know, I mean, obviously they didn't know that here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like the film ends very abruptly with the Genkidama to Turles, and he hits him with it, and he literally flies through the whole tree, and the tree explodes. Because the big question when you're watching the film, like say this over and over again, is like, once this tree is rooted, it's already too late. I was like, how they finna address this then? Like, it's already drained most of the planet. The resources are down. Animals are dying. Water is gone. Like, the implications of this from a grand scale, like the earth will be wrecked after this tree was gone. So like, even though it got restored, I'd be like, man, that still would be hella ramifications for this. Like a hella species, people would have died. Like it would have been like terrible. Which is
you saw like animals dying as the planet was drained, which kind of subtly implied that the animals were part of the planet's life force that was being taken. I was like, okay, that's cool. I do
people
think
weren't for some reason.
Well, you know, they always say we're too disconnected from nature. So I mean, I guess that's the.
I mean, I can see the argument there. Yeah.
You know, it would have been like, I know everybody complimented them using the Dragon Balls to wish for like the forest to be taken back. To be restored. It would have been a better use if they had, after the fact, was like, hey man, let's just use these Dragon Balls, fix the planet, because it got fucked up.
Yep. I guess they didn't know at the time. Should call avalanche. It's like, in a year, we got y'all. We got y'all in a year. Because I was thinking about like, man, the world got fucked up. The cities got decimated by the roots and everything. Like, it was terrible. But yeah, like I said, don't think too hard about it. It's Dragon Ball. You know, they go magically fix everything. But in the context of watching these films, I would never want to live on Dragon Ball, because I feel like every altercation with an outside force is world ending. It ain't never localized.
Once you get past Dragon Ball Z, once you get past the end of Dragon Ball, nope, not even then, because Piccolo showed up.
Oh yeah.
And King Piccolo was like, I'm finna take over the planet, brother.
Yep.
And so yeah, I guess you're right. It's just everything is always, the stakes are always as high as possible. So.
Yeah, you could argue King Piccolo was like Satan, because like Kami was God and he was like the evil version of him. So yeah, that makes sense. So but yeah, overall, this I still enjoyed watching this film again. I felt very nostalgic watching this. It was very different from World's Strongest for me, because World's Strongest, I felt like I was like more disinterested watching it again. This one, I feel basically how I felt when I watched it as a kid. It's sad to see the Z Fighters get folded, but the film itself and the concept, I just really liked. I liked the animation. I thought it was paced much better than the previous films, because they had a little bit more time. There's still more they could have done, but it was still paced, and it felt like it was a more pace of the story made more sense, like the story arc overall. So yeah, I'm gonna give it about a 7. I do enjoy this film. I've watched it several times. It's still, of the first 3, is still my personal favorite, and I'll probably still watch it again in the future.
What's up? I'm glad. I'm surprised. I didn't expect everybody to be so high on this film. For the most part, I do like. I see the heights of that this film was capable of. Even if I'm still just kind of annoyed, and ultimately the fact that they used the Z Fighters so poorly is part of why I became less of a Dragon Ball Z fan from when I was a kid. Because I was a kid, I was like a huge, like, that was my favorite anime, and then like over time I just got tired of seeing all my favorite characters just get beat up and it just be in the Goku show all the time. So I guess it does stick with me a little bit more than other people. But still, this was a fun little thing, going through, watching Dead Zone, watching World's Strongest, watching Tree of Might. We'll get back with y'all, let y'all know if we go do Lord Slug or not. That should be interesting, because I don't remember anything about it.
All I remember is False Super Saiyan, and that's it.
I do remember Fake Super Saiyan. I don't remember nothing else.
I low-key actually started watching before the podcast, so I might finish it today.
Yeah.
Have at it, brother. We'll get back with y'all. All right, let's go wrap this week up. You know, if you're new to us and you like this episode, I need you to do me a few favors. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to subscribe. I need you to tell your friends about us and do me a personal favor. Have an excellent week. Peace.